Hello, I'm BC Plays and welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to be playing the Crew 2 and we will be testing out another vehicle in this testing vehicle let's play that we have going on the channel. And before we jump into the video, I just want to talk about these videos. I just want to talk about like when I'll be uploading them, because lately it's just all over the place, so I want to have a schedule. I'm thinking about maybe every other day. That's ambitious, but if I just record a bulk at one go, I can do one every other day. I can upload one every other day, and then in between I can just have like summit videos, challenge videos, or even videos on other games. Whatever you guys want, just comment down below. But right now we'll be testing out the Nissan 370Z, and this is the drift edition of this car. And I love drifting on this game. I love drifting on any car game, to be fair, but the drifting on this game is just something else. I don't want to brag, but I am quite good at drifting. I would class myself as a pretty good drifter in this game. So firstly, let's get into customization of this car. So firstly, we've got all the colours that every car has, so we're not going to go through that. Liveries, custom made ones as well. This one I've got on right now is actually really nice. I don't know who made it, but it is really nice. Put it on. I think this car, yeah, bland, it doesn't look that great, so you have to have some sort of livery on it. And I've got the Yokohama one on. That's very nice. Visual parts, there are a lot of visual parts. 28 hoods, they look pretty decent. Obviously you've got the carbon as well, which goes very nice with the black. And then obviously you've got the normal hoods with the livery on them. And then you've got the front bumpers. There's 40 front bumpers, which is a lot to choose from. This is a lot of bumpers compared to the last two cars, the Jaguar Series E and the BMW M2. I'm not going to go through all of them because there is a lot, and right now 10 out of 10 customization, and yes, I have put my own parts on. It does look pretty fine right now. There's only two front fenders, but there's not normally many fenders anyway. The rims, I'm actually going to switch them up to these ones because these ones are a lot nicer than these ones. I like these ones, and obviously there's the rest of the rims in the game, but if you know me, I like to keep the rims correct to their brand. The caliper colours, I like to keep them red as well. Side mirrors, you got the carbon modern ones, and then just the normal ones. I prefer the normal ones. 5 skirts, I like the little carbon bit, so keep the carbon. Obviously 2 rear fenders to match the front fenders. 14 wings, which is very reasonable. Obviously for a drift car as well, it fits, but I like one that isn't too big, just like perfect size. 24 rear bumpers as well, and again I'm not going to go through all of it, but there is a lot to choose from, and then the interior colour as well. So we're going to get into testing this car without any parts on, and then we're going to go and put the parts on it like we normally do. But what we can't do is we can't take this car into an online race, as I don't think there is drift events online. So we're just gonna have to just do it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've just taken off all the parts, as you can see. I did have full 240 parts on the vehicle, but base it is 125, which pretty much half of what it can get max to. We don't know the top speed. It's 332 horsepower, and it's not the greatest, but it will certainly do, hopefully, because I've only tested this car out really with full parts on, and full parts, this is easily one of the best drift cars in the game. So we'll see what it's like without the parts on it. See how well it is, and it's snowing to add on to that. The recommended for this drift event is 110, so I believe we can beat it. I think this is going to be the first episode where I actually beat the event first try, well, beat the event as the base vehicle ever. Well, for now anyway. So let's get into it. But if you don't know about drift cars in this game, they are very slidey. They're probably, I'll say, drift cars on this are a lot different to drift cars on Need for Speed. Need for Speed are, I feel, a tiny bit more grippy, where these, they just don't know when to just let go. And I'm doing pretty bad right now, because I don't know, the top speed just isn't there for me. And yes, this is the, I have mastered this track. I have mastered this track. I believe in myself. I have mastered this track. This is a track I use all the time, pretty much, for drift events. It's pretty easy. There's a lot of turns, stuff like that. So when we do add the parts, I am not going to use this track, because this is pretty much my home. On drift events, this is my home. So I'm not going to be using this. I'll use one that I haven't used or rarely use. But yeah, overall this car base feels pretty good. As you can see, my points at the top there, I've exceeded 20k. I've got 124k. We could have done this on hard. We could have done this on hard. That's all I'm saying. We could have done this on hard. Or even, nah, ace is like 220, but still, we could have done this on hard. That shows how well this car is. Well, it also depends on the ability of the driver, because to get the points you have to not crash. So, but overall this car it's not fast, but it's perfect speed for turning around corners, drifting, stuff like that. So overall, 10 out of 10 on customization, and I'll say a 7.5 out of 10 for performance at base, because obviously it is a bit slow taking off, and if you are getting into them tight corners, tight corners, then it can be hard to get out of them. But overall, it is pretty good for a beginning car. So we're gonna smack the parts back on. We're gonna put all the parts back on, get it back up to 240, and we're going to take this car to another track. And we don't need these green parts, we're too rich. And what I do actually with these parts as well is I have where is it? I have hothead and slippery both on, because they double my points in drift events. So having both of these will double my score in drift events, which is always handy. That's how I always level up my drift car, stuff like that. But they're there to use, so you may as well. Tip for anyone out there: definitely use use drifty and where is it? Drifty and slippery. Don't use drifty. Use slippery and hothead. Drifty gives you nitros when you drift. That's all right, but hothead and slippery are definitely the better ones. And if you don't know how to do that, you can go to your parts. I think as long as it's rare or epic or legendary, you can just click on them and then hold the middle button if you're on PS4. I don't know what it is on Xbox. Whatever the button is to go to the ethics, and then click on recalibrate, and it will cost small amount depending on what type the part is. So legendary obviously is going to be like £1 grand, but if it was a blue part, it wouldn't be too much. And then you recalibrate it until you get hothead or slippery, and that's how I find that's how I always exceed in these drift events. So definitely try and invest into some of that, because it will help you in the long run in drift events. Even if you're a terrible drifter, as long as you've got these parts on, it will help you majorly. And this is probably one of the best drift cars to use as well. If you want like a full drift video of me, you know, going into drifting in more detail, then comment down below or like the video if you want to see that, and I will do it for you guys. But for now, we need to find a drift event that I'm not that good at, and I know one is, where is it? It's the one that goes through Central Park, and I haven't even done it on Ace, so let's do it. There's a lot of poles, a lot of benches that you can hit on this, so yeah, I don't like this one that much, but we're gonna do it. It's a challenge. Can this car really really beat whatever the score is? What is the score? I'm not sure, but the world record is 800,000 points. If we beat that, then that'd be perfect. And it is snowing again. Snowing does make it somewhat easier, but you can spin out when it is snowing. Anyway, 230,000 points. Okay, harder than I thought. As you can see, there's like lampposts everywhere, and I'm gonna go into full concentration mode. You just need to do these tiny little drifts as well. When you're on a straight, make sure you do these tiny little drifts, just so you get your points up even more. And then fat ones, I always use my nitros round them. As you can see, that was close. You know what, this isn't too bad, you know, this isn't too bad. I'm doing decent. That spun me out a lot. That did not help at all. That gave me points, but that did not help me out in my momentum at all. I'm getting there. This car has really helped me though, drift. I've used a lot of drift cars, including the Aventador. The Aventador isn't that great. I will go through it in another video if you really want me to. Which cars are good for drifting, which ones aren't, and stuff like that, because drifting is my passion on this game, and I will happily make a video on that. But overall, this car is doing pretty well. It's doing pretty well. I've seen many people fail at drifting on this game, and I'm actually surprised that I'm getting. Didn't you read the script? I'm getting through this, and I just crashed there. To be my new high score on this, and that's just messed me up for the rest of the event. But at least we got the points, so we know the car can do it. We know the car can fight through it. 10 seconds away, and we're still gaining the points. 263, I'll take that. I will happily take that. That's a nice amount of points there. Obviously, the hothead and slippery did help. The little perk point, well, whatever they are, perk things that I put on the parts, they did help a lot. So definitely try and get some of them on your parts. And before we end this video, I'm actually going to see if there is a drift event thing you can do online, because I can't remember if there is. I'll have a look, and if there is, then we will obviously quickly do one. But if there's not, then I guess it'll be the end of the video. I'll be with you in 2 quick seconds. Okay, I have just checked, and you can only do street racing and hypercar racing in the PvP events, so we can't do a drift event online. But you know, I'll just ruin the competition anyway. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe, and comment down below anything you want me to do, pretty much. So play any game, do anything, any concept on the Crew 2. Comment that down below, any ideas. And yeah, hope you have a good one. Peace.